clear your mind. Just be confident. Whew! Here we go. Joel, I'm excited. Now we will hear them what's in between their ears.
Ladies and gentlemen, this segment is a crucial part of the competition as it will serve as the basis for determining who will advance to the next round.
It is really important or vital to note that this is a clean slate scoring round, which means all scores from the previous segments will be discarded. The candidates will be judged, listen carefully, solely based on their performance in this free speech segment.
That's it now. I believe we are all clear on this mechanics. If yes, best of luck to all our ladies, and let's begin with candidate number 19, Yumi Garcia.
Timer, ma. Timer. Where's the timer? Okay. As someone who has traveled 46 countries, I see how culture shapes how we treat each other. In some places, I was celebrated. In others, I was questioned. We cannot deny the fact that discrimination can happen to anyone, no matter what gender is. Instead that we're fighting for it, let's just show love. Whatever their perspective in life, if they will feel our love and intention, that we are not just looking for visibility, all we need is acceptance and understanding. Dahil bandang huli, ano man ang ating ipaglaban, kapag sinamahan mo to ng pagmamahal, tiyak mananalo ka sa hamon ng buhay. Maayong gabi.
Mandirigma 7, Mikay Bautista.
How should we fight for Sojibil? By simply showing to them that we are truly deserving to be protected by law, because we cannot deny the fact that we members of LGBT, we are not united, we are fighting. But if we try to uplift and if we try to be united as one thing is for sure, people in the government in the highest position will say and will see that the members of LGBT are deserving to be protected by law. Thank you.
Mandirigma 40, Casey Pakulan.
We are praised as the most gay-friendly country in Southeast Asia. But tell me, what is friendliness really worth if our people still live or bleed discrimination and live without protection? That is not friendship. That is betrayal. The Soji bill still not passed because of fear rooted in ignorance. And the greatest weapon against that fear is education. We need to raise a generation that embrace equality. And I will use my influence to amplify real stories of discrimination until our government can no longer ignore them. Good evening.
Mandirigma 32, Tamira Willis.
Good evening. As a transgender activist and a peer educator, I have my fair share in experiencing and hearing of 70% of Filipino LGBT individuals who are suffering from barriers when it comes to employment, healthcare, and justice. I believe without the law protecting gender and SOGI-based discrimination, this recognition will only be a hollow rhetoric. Ladies and gentlemen, we should wield and litigate and exert more effort in combating prejudice. After all, equality is never a charity, but it is a form of justice. And tonight, This is the call for moral courage and legal clarity.
Mandirigma 46. Gang La Victoria.
It can be considered as pinkwashing. Let's always take in mind that friendly smiles is not the basis of our Constitution. It is laws. So if every single LGBT would share genuine stories of genuine struggles, it would awaken our legislators that they should protect every single Filipino citizen here in our country. A simple, effective, but redundant enough would be irreversible in fighting Soji Bill. Thank you very much.
Mandirigma 42. Yani Abat Beham.
We Filipinos love to laugh, but too often we fear accountability. Fighting for Soji Bill must begin within ourselves, practice acceptance within our homes and into our communities. As an advocate and a trained HIV counselor with Kadapig Surigao organization, we create a safe spaces for every gender to feel accepted. It is because Soji Bill and fighting for it is turning love into action until equality is protected for all. So let's not build a wave of discrimination and judgment. Let's build a community where love is law and humanity.
Mandirigma 44. May Cobbins.
From a country that claims to be unacceptable from the queer community, it is the right now to demand equality. The LGBT community are the forefront for almost every industry. And as taxpayers, we deserve the right. These platforms are very powerful avenue to express our exhaustion because we are tired of hearing or fighting for our country that is not hearing our plea. So tonight, this will change because liberty for some is not liberty at all. If we protect our queer, we protect our future. Thank you.
Mandirigma 14. Natalie Ibabaw.
Soji Bill is not just a piece of legislation. It is a lifeline. Without this, discrimination will hide in a space. And I think that it is the moment that the government should have an equal rights for everyone. Let them realize that this Soji Bill is not just for the LGBT community, but it is an opportunity and respect. And for us to make this into a reality, we must knock to the doors for those people who are unwilling and indifferent. Up until this day will not come, our rainbow will never shine in the light that truly deserves. Thank you and good evening.
Mandirigma 34. Mile Marie Garcia.
In fighting for Soji Bill, we must spread awareness, build solidarity, and choose the right leaders. First, we need to educate people that Soji Bill is not a special request, but it's to secure that everyone is given the same opportunity. Second, we must promote and unite allies from different sectors, youth, professionals, and even lawmakers, because this is not just all about LGBTQIA+, it is all about human rights. And lastly, we must vote leaders who will fight for us and embrace us wholeheartedly, just like Mayor Pacquiao, who happens to be our ally and who loves us all deeply. And I know that even though it's hard, time will come that if we will be united and
Mandirigma 37. Juliana Pariskova.
Mapalad akong makatrabaho ang ilan sa mga mambabata sa ating Pilipinas. Ngunit ang tanong, sapat ba ang batas para tayo ay respetuhin at igalang ng lipunan? Sapat ba ang batas para maging mabait sa atin ng lipunan? Habang nakipagdigmaan tayo sa batas na poprotekta sa atin, hindi ba dapat unahin natin makipagdigmaan sa kabutihan? Yes, we have to fight for Soji Bill, but we have to fight for kindness, moral values, and education. Naniniwala ako at napakasarap sa pakiramdam na sa Pilipinas na patas, kaya kang mahalin, respetuhin, dahil ang unang digmaan dapat mong ipanalo ay ang kabutihan. At kapag natalo mo ang takot at dilim, tatambad sa madla ang tunay na mandirigma.
Mandirigma 38, Karen Garcia. Mandirigma 38, Karen Garcia.
This is very relevant issue in our country, but not just in our country, but also in Asia. That's why I'm standing here before you to use my voice and this platform to push the Soji bill, because a lot of people don't know about the Soji bill. It's not all about the LGBT rights, but it's all about the equal rights of everyone. Because we all know that we deserve to love, accept, and understand our feelings, because many people are afraid to come out because of discrimination. That's why at the end of the day, we are all human and we are loved by God. Thank you so much.
Mandirigma 41, Nina Violasis Beverino.
To fight for Soji Bill means standing together as one nation, where no Filipino is being judged for who they really are and who they love. As a Mandirigma, I believe that the real strength comes through unity. That's why we should keep telling about our stories, break silence, and keep inspiring our community to stand with us. For I believe that if the community speaks as one, Soji Bill can no longer be ignored. Thank you so much.
Mandirigma 35, Red Spiegelman.
In our fight for Soji Bill, I proudly carry the spirit of Miss Mandirigma. I proudly carried my colorful cape to remind everyone to speak up, and my crown to foster dialogue, and my weapon is my heart to always choose compassion over hate. But fighting for Soji equality is not about waiting for Congress. It starts with us by educating, by starting conversations in our homes, workplaces, in schools, and uniting allies for equal protection and opportunities. But this representation like mine should not only inspire, it should create a movement for this Soji equality to not be delayed, but delivered.
Mandirigma 4, Maria Hard.
I stand here with pride as the first transgender nursing student in the country who fought for gender-neutral uniforms and haircut policies. Today, as a registered nurse, I use my voice not just to heal, but to represent diversity and change, because I believe that pageantry is more than beauty. It is courage, it is equality, and it is purpose. I stand here as a warrior for those values, championing equality, breaking barriers and proving that when we embrace diversity, we create a world where everyone can belong.
Mandirigma 33, Marian Arguelles.
When I was studying in college way back 2000, I was part of an organization in FU called Society for Homosexual Emergence. And we fought for our right to wear our uniforms based on our gender identity. And we won. Since then, I was become part of many organizations and groups empowering and uplifting the lives of the LGBT community. What I've learned is there's power when we work together. That's why our fight for Soji Bill is a long and challenging journey. But this journey needs our community to be united. One voice, one cause. Our rights for our future. I believe
Mandirigma 43, Lars Pacheco.
Unity in the community must be the priority. As a trans woman who fear discrimination and unjust treatment, I think now is the time for us to have a law that protects not just the LGBT but everyone. Soji Bill it is. And I think the reason why it's hard to pass because I think we're not ready for it. Why? Because we are divided. We are fighting. Now is the time for us to unite as one, fight for our rights, because at the end, we are only strong if we are united, and we are weak if we are divided. Magandang Jensen.
Mandirigma 29, Christian Ragas.
As a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurship, I strongly believe in prioritizing realistic and sustainable projects over superficial concepts. Passing the Soji Bill is not just about legislation. It's about love, dignity, and the courage to let everyone shine in their truth. And so tonight, I will leave a question to us, our lawmakers. If we truly take pride as a nation of love and acceptance, how long must we wait before equality finally the law of our land? Ang hirap mong mahalin, Pilipinas.
Mandirigma 36, Nell Lyco.
As a licensed professional teacher, I believe the fight for Soji Bill must start with education. Discrimination is often rooted in ignorance, and classroom is the best place to teach respect, empathy, and equality. By shaping young minds to understand that every person, regardless of gender identity, deserves dignity and protection, we create a new generation that values inclusivity. The Soji Bill is not about special rights, but about safeguarding human rights. So as a teacher, as an educator, as a role model, we have the power to create change.
Mandirigma 25, Julia Tan.
Being in a gay country is never enough. We need legal protection. Soji Bill is for the safety and fairness of everybody in any gender and identity. Ladies and gentlemen, how we could have the Soji Bill passed if within in our community we are divided. Remember, unity is our strength. When there is collaboration and teamwork, then we could have that SOGI bill passed. Remember, LGBT rights is a human right. Equality is never a dream. It is justice. It is love. Thank you.
Mandirigma 31, Stacy Ravenna.
Aprobahan kay nagdependent man sa religion o sa politika. O nya ako muaten og zona, kusuki mo dool nato sa mga LGBT nga designer kay mapahimo og gown og barong. Ari mo dool nako kay tagaan ta mo duster. Klaro mo kay mo trending ni sige videohi. O karon piliin nga giawhag ko sa Mandirigma, giawhag ko ang tanan nga butari ang saktong leader nga naay pagsakit o pagmahal sa mga LGBT labi na iprotektahan gaya ni Mayor Koan para masyado na sa di ma-program sa JBL. Grabe sa tabang magandang Jensan.
Mandirigma 30, Sunshine Luchavez.
As a barangay councilor, the lack of education about gender identity fuels misunderstanding, stigma, and discrimination. To fight and pass the SOGI bill in our nation means creating a future where every Filipino, regardless of your gender identity, can walk with pride and respect. Through education, awareness, and legislative with our national leaders, we can break the chain of discrimination. Because as a society, we help one another, we are stronger when we are inclusive. And we can create a united world where everyone can feel safe and free in this united world, in which Philippines will be a gender-responsive country. Thank you and good evening.
Mandirigma 47, Billy Labitan Yadaw.
We exist, but we are not understood. Magna Carta for Women took 9 years to be approved. Let us continue to show the battle in making SOGI bill approved. Women's voice were heard, so as an LGBTQ community, we must continue to shout. Let us unite as a strong unit of Mandirigmas, engage in conversations, tell stories about discrimination, recruit allies and select the right leaders. Let us be an army that is making difference. Be a Mandirigma, a SOGI warrior. Thank you.
Mandirigma 8, I.R. Thranes.
Imagine a student walking into class full of dreams. Imagine a worker. We're getting fired because of their gender identities. These are not stories of fiction. They are realities. And yet, the Philippines, though called the most gay-friendly in Southeast Asia, but we still have no law that protects us LGBT members. That is why we must fight for SOGI Equality Bill, turning pain into battle cry for justice through education and equality. The SOGI bill protects, dignifies, and uplifts the life of our Filipino people free from discrimination. And if this law will finally enrich, I am pretty sure that no one will suffer the sadness of discrimination. Good evening.
Mandirigma 28, Samantha Marcelino.
First of all, I'm glad that we're recognized as Asia's most gay-friendly country. But beneath the title lies a harsh reality. Our rainbow community still lacks protection under the SOGI Equality Bill. That's why we ask our leaders to pass a SOGI Equality Bill, because it is not just for the LGBTQI plus community, but for us to create a society that values inclusivity and equality. Grant us pride, protection, respect, inclusivity, and equality. Because after all, we're not asking for a special rights, just equal rights. Thank you.
Mandirigma 39, Cara Olivia Ojales.
So GSC is not asking for more. It is asking for enough. Enough space for us to dream, to grow, and simply to exist. And if we Filipino people truly value dignity and democracy, then no Filipino people should ever be denied with equal rights and protection. I too was deprived to pursue my profession, but as an educator, I have learned my purpose, not only to teach, but to stand for those who are deprived. I am here tonight not just to walk on this stage, but to protest, to walk with purpose. People of General Santos City, this is the time and the clock is ticking. Take my hand as I take yours, and together we will make this dream a reality. Maayong gabi.
Our candidates have spoken and expressed their thoughts with clarity and conviction. They are indeed Mandirigma in mission. Let's all give them a big round of applause.